All nostrils. This is the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll with headlines and punchlines for Thursday, August 20th, 2026, the 578th day of the Sex Offender Administration. Total U.S. debt has topped $40 trillion for the first time, drawing fresh warnings that a fiscal crisis is brewing as ballooning costs for social safety net programs and interest payments far outstrip revenues held back by tax cuts. If only those poor billionaires and corporate giants didn't need so much financial assistance from the government. A woman is accusing a California Democratic congressman, 51-year-old Representative Jimmy Gomez, of sexual assault and harassment, according to her attorneys. Gomez has denied all accusations, but if he wants his party's support, he's going to have to become a Republican, where sexual assault is a prerequisite. 2 Tennessee college team cyclists were killed, Halen Engdahl and Braden Rogers, and 7 others were injured, and a driver, John Benfield, age 69, was criminally charged after he struck team members who were training on a road on Wednesday. Engdahl and Rogers were second-year students. Talk about your sophomore jinx. Dr. Heidi Overton, a top White House aide, has been picked to lead the Food and Drug Administration. Overton is a medical doctor and has worked on several of Trump's second-term health initiatives. What the health? Trump didn't have health initiatives. Trump had wealth initiatives. A helicopter carrying 6 tourists and a pilot crashed Wednesday in Kenya's Samburu County, north of the capital, Nairobi, killing all those on board after the aircraft departed from the Luisaba Wildlife Reserve for a safari. Well, not safari, not so good. This has been the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll with headlines and punchlines for Thursday, August 20th, 2026, the 578th day of the Sex Offender Administration. Join me live at the Church for Last Resort Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on MindDog TV. Viva the Revolution! Ooh, I forgot what I'm supposed to do. Don't tell anybody. I got more stuff I'm supposed to do. I gotta do the disclaimer right now.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Damn good coffee and hot.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with a Dog. You make me laugh.
Oh, good morning. Today is August 20th, Thursday, August 20th, 2026. And welcome to Coffee with the Dog. No Matt Thursday. No Matt, no problem Thursday. I'm GD Fenderson, your host for the next however long this lasts. That's all I have to say about that. I did not prepare any real videos today, or one video. And I'll show a little bit later. Let me get you caught up on some things. First of all, today's sponsor. Swimming the Cleveland Ocean by John Palumbo from Crack the Sky. The paperback is available on Amazon.com, and the digital and audiobooks available at crackthesky.com. Buy the words, get the cover and spine and forward for free. That's Swimming the Cleveland Ocean by John Palumbo from Crack the Sky. Okay. That's our sponsor for today, officially. Not really official. I didn't ask him, but he's been on the show a few times and maybe 2 times. I don't remember if it's a few or 2. I think it's 2. At any rate, he asked me to promote the book whenever I could, and I could, so I did. All right, so I guess technically that makes me having permission, right? If you had permission to do something on a regular basis and you did it without checking every time, that's okay, right? I mean, once in a while, maybe somebody might say, "Did you borrow my car?" And you go, "Yeah, I borrowed your car. You said I could borrow it any time." Not without letting me know I need the car and you got it. I can't use it. But in this case, I'm sure he has lots of books. So like the one I'm holding up here, I'm sure he still has like 1 or 2 at home and he can hold up if he wants to. So it's not like I'm taking the only copy. I got more than one. Okay, they made more than one. Lots of copies. Let's see here. I said today's Thursday. Ordinarily, I will talk to you about having gone out to Family Feud trivia on Wednesday night. Didn't do it last night. Instead, last night I was hanging out, recording a podcast with Slaptail Nation, their podcast, which is number 1 in improv in Norway, and I think number 5 in comedy in Norway. And so I did the show with John Beavers, the Beeve Man, and Dale Earnhardt. Not that Dale Earnhardt, the other Dale Earnhardt. Nope, the other Dale Earnhardt. A lot of kids got named Dale Earnhardt because their father or mother were like NASCAR fans. This is a different Dale Earnhardt. No, one more. This one's in Michigan. Yeah, that's the one. Right. The comedian. Yes, the comedian Dale Earnhardt. And I had a great time. What we were going to talk about were our favorite villains, and I think we talked about that for all of 20 minutes on a 90-minute show. Now, once he edited out all the M's and ums and parts that weren't funny, it'll probably go down to 20 minutes or so. But still, for 90 minutes, for 3 guys to be sitting around chewing the fat for 90 minutes, so actually it ran a little long, probably by about 10 minutes, I guess, because it wasn't live, so we didn't have to start exactly on time. So by the time we actually started, we're probably like sitting there for like 5 minutes or so, chewing the fat, getting things together. Then he gives us the rundown of what we're going to do for the show, and then he plays the introduction, and then the show starts. So it's probably 95, 96 minutes total. But anyway, the point is, we had a lot of fun. I've said this before, and nobody's paying me to say this. I say this from the bottom of my corroded little heart. John Beavers is one of my favorite people in Michigan, the whole state. First, there's Cheddar. She is so adorable. Then Gretchen Whitmer, and then Swan, and then John. Okay, but he's in the top 5. And I do know more than 4 people in Michigan, just for the record. I do actually know more than 4 people. So it's not like there are only 4 people I know in Michigan, and John is one of them. No, I know 5 or 6 people in Michigan, and John is one of them. But he's my favorite male. Did you notice the other 3 in front of him were female? He's my favorite male. There's that. That's right. But we had a good time. And as I always, I'm not going to say always, because I don't remember I don't remember ever not having a good time talking to John. So, but he might remember not having a good time. So I'm going to say It's always a pleasure for me to talk with John. I can't say the same if John feels the same way about me. I can't say it. I can say it. Watch. And John feels the same way about me. I just don't know if it's true. I can say it. I just don't know if it's true. Uh, yeah, what am I? Oh, I'm not paying attention to my comments. Not that I would have them yet, right? Yeah. Okay. It's a little early in the show for comments. I'm just checking. So that's what I did last night for about 90 minutes. I can't talk about that for another 2 hours because I have nothing else to talk about. I honestly don't remember the rest of the show. I don't remember what we talked about. I remember laughing. I remember us having a good time. I do not remember what we talked about. Uh, so that's it. Now yesterday I did. Good morning, Ann, in Maricopa, California. Good morning. I mentioned briefly. Well, okay. The reason why I did not have any videos to show this morning is because I was looking for specific videos and I could not find the ones I was looking for. And that was okay, I'll show you this. Our cat, Elsie, her name is actually Lucky Cat Found in Woods. That's her full name. We called her LC for short. LC for short. Lucky Cat Found in Woods. And she passed away in her sleep on Friday evening. And so kind of been dealing with that. We took her to be cremated on Saturday. I picked up the ashes yesterday. And it was weird. First of all, when I went to pick up the ashes, I went to the crematorium and I did not know that it was a full service funeral home. I didn't realize it until when I walked in, there's a poster and I read it and I didn't think anything of it, probably because of the state of mind I was in. And when I picked her up, I was waiting. And while I was waiting to get in, because you don't just walk in, you have to be buzzed in. And so while I was waiting, I could see this poster and I'm reading it and I'm thinking, awful lot of services for an animal. That seems too many services for an animal. But some people love their animals, I love them so much that they're like part of the family. So yeah, they could have a full-blown funeral service. Everybody comes by and says goodbye to the hamster, because it makes little Jimmy feel good or whatever. I could see people doing that. I couldn't do it, but I could see other people doing it. But after I picked up Elsie's ashes, I asked the woman, I said, oh, I picked up on my way out. I looked to my left and there's a big old room and there's a full-size coffin in there. And I realized that this place isn't just for animals, it's also for people. And so I had to ask anyway. I said, that poster there, that's an awful lot of services for an animal. And they go, oh, we also do people. And good morning, Heavy Kev in New Zealand. We didn't catch any artwork from yesterday, and I was looking forward to it. But hey, that's okay. No pressure. You're not obligated. You do this out of the kindness of your heart, and I enjoy it. So that's it. So on a way out, I'd start to look at the place differently because when I got there, to me it looked like a prefab building, metal sides. Well, the bottom part of it was brick or cinder block or something, but the top part of the wall was blue metal, with, roof and everything. So it just looked like a prefab commercial building, and it's in a commercial park. Now I don't know if the actual whole funeral was there, or if they just cremate people as well as animals. If it's literally just a crematorium, but the fact that they had a room with a coffin in it, I don't get that, because why would you buy a coffin just to burn it? You know, that doesn't make sense. And so it's possible that's like maybe a model. So somebody can go there for their services, get the coffin, and take it, get a coffin to go. Like to go in says, yeah, my grandfather just passed away. It was unexpected. He was 109, and we were planning his 110th birthday. But unexpectedly, when we yelled surprise, he died. So we need a coffin. Can can I get that one to go? I mean, it's possible. I don't know. Like I said, but I know they offer. They said full crematory. They said they're. I don't remember seeing funeral home. Oh, Heavy Kev says busy writing 4 new tracks. Crazy recording session with Tripsville last night, and he's like several hours ahead of us in New Zealand. So last night was yesterday. No, wait a minute. Right now it's tonight there, right? Yeah, it's it's the middle of the morning there, not middle of the morning, like 1 a.m. I guess, or something, 2 a.m. And so I get lost. At any rate, so I could not find the bits. When I do some of my longer shows, I do do like cat updates, and I could not find them. Uh, so and that's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to focus on. I want to play some of the things me talking about the cats, and some of the stuff I can't remember off the top of my head. I mean, yeah, that I can't remember some of the stories off the top of my head, but this way I would have got a chance to see um the the videos, and people, you could hear the people laughing, and it'd been different than me just going on and on like I'm doing right now. But I am going to show you a video that I found in my phone of her. I shortened it to like 32 seconds because it was way too long with nothing happening. But this is Elsie, and I'm going to play this video real quick. It's like 32 seconds long. Yeah, that's her. I have no idea how old she is. This is now, I don't know if you noticed that she on the right side of the screen, she took her paw and she grabbed my hand. That's the first sign that she's not going to let me go. She's like, "You stay there." And this is a ritual we did just about several times a day. I would rub her nose with my finger.
Ow, 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 ow. Oh, shit. I'm showing this to your mother.
Yeah. Thank you. Someone in the comments says this show sucks. Where's Matt? Thank you. Appreciate that. And you're right. This show does suck. And it doesn't matter if Matt's here or not. And so, yeah. But thank you for commenting. We appreciate it. At least you're watching for now, right? So that's the video I want to share. Now, part of the thing because I could not find the other videos I was looking for, that laugh is like I said, I have several laughs that I have. I mean, real genuine laughs, and that was like a genuine laugh. And I think that laugh was more like a "you little cunt," you know, "you bit me, you little cunt." That's what that laugh was. And so, but I realized I have a lot of laughs. Well, genuine laughs. And people have lots of different laughs. And so I didn't want to talk about that yet. Did not want to talk about that yet. This is what I want. This is what I really want to mention. Okay. And damn it, I should have should have done a graphic for it. Yeah, I should have done a graphic for it. Damn it. Maybe if I get time later on, maybe I can do it in real time while I'm talking to you. All right. Now, I've talked about how when I write material, I write for an audience of 12 people in my head. There's 12 different types of people, like I said, in my head when I'm writing. And a lot of people say, well, where'd you get the number 12? Did you make it up? But yeah, I rounded it down. I wanted a nice number that I can work with. And since their number 12 is we're pretty used to the number 12. I could have picked another number, and then somebody would say, why 13 or why 14? Why jelly? And I would say, okay. So, but I picked 12 because it's a number that people are just used to. I could pick any number I wanted to, I guess, as long as I could divide up into actual people. Okay, that's spam, sorry. That's spam. And people say, whoa, this is like the first Thursday in 3 weeks where you didn't have like people coming into your house. That's right. This is the first Thursday in like 3 weeks. We had that last Thursday, we had painters. Thursday before that, we were getting bathroom tile done, getting the bathroom done. And so this time I don't have any introductions and I don't have a lot of stuff prepared for you. But one of the things I have picked 12 types of people, and the people's laughs, you can tell a lot about a person about the way they laugh. And I do have like some audio clips here. And I'm going to go ahead and use them, but they're very, very short clips. So it is the samples of laughter that I snatched from various places. And so, right, very, very short samples. I'm looking for them on here so I can. Nope. Why does it do that? Yesterday, Matt was having issues with the StreamYard, and today it's me. Okay. Now, actually, the truth is, I don't know if I want to do that yet either. Man, no. Okay. When I was younger, a lot younger, I had another partner that I was living with, and she had a daycare center. And because we were around the kids all day, I got this idea of something I wanted to do with the kids, but it had to be a secret. I didn't want to tell anybody, because I didn't want to be an influence on the kids. I just wanted to know how the kids turned out. So I would take pictures of the kids, their faces, just their faces. Okay, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, when I was in my 20s, I got a hold of this book here. It's called Secrets of the Face. Okay, Secrets of the Face, Chinese Art of Reading Character through Facial Structure and Features. And what this book is, in China, there's this art, and if I say it wrong and you want to correct me, go ahead, fine, I don't care. But it says, okay, it's called Siang Main, I guess. Siang Mean, SIANGMIEN. Yeah. Okay. Study of the face. Basically, study of the face. And what it is in the book, they break down different types, face shapes. Okay. And you could go, okay, this part just tells you what it is. But right here, this is where it starts. Okay. You see, it told you the different types of face shapes. Okay, there's six there, and then there's probably six more on the next page. Or three more. Okay. Let's see if I can show. Yeah, there they are, right there. Right. Yeah. Okay. The other three. So there's 9. They got 9 different shapes of the face. And then they tell you what the shapes are. Like a round face. Or actually they call it a moon face. They don't call it round, they call it a moon face. Then there's tree face, which is basically rectangular. Jade face, which is basically diamond shaped. Square face, which is basically the jade face but squished up. So people, in this case, I'll give you the examples they give you. Because I don't know who this is. I know some of these people, but they don't know their names. Like that guy, I think would be Chairman Mao with the moon face. I don't know who this actress is with the tree face. This woman here, I'm pretty sure is Ava Gardner with the jade face. This is Winston Churchill with the square face. Right? Moon square face? Iron face, they call it. Iron face. And then there's, I'm not sure who this guy is, but he has what they call an earth face, which is basically an upside down trapezoid. This is, I don't know who this guy is, but he has a fire face, which is like an upside down triangle. Now, the reason why I mention these things because in China, they say you can tell a person's character by their facial features. You know, they have, by the shape of their face, by the shape and size of their forehead, by the shape and size of their eyebrows, by the shape and size of their eyes, the shape and size of their noses, the shape and size of their mouths. Okay. So they put these things together and they can pretty much tell you, they believe they can tell you what a person is like. Did I talk about the shape and size of the chin? And even their teeth, right? Right, yeah, even like the general shape of their teeth. Now, not if you're like missing a tooth, but teeth, you notice that sometimes, everybody, even though almost everybody has them, they don't all look the same in every mouth. Sometimes they're gaps, sometimes they're different sizes, sometimes you have a overbite or underbite. That's something that they analyze as part of the face thing. So this is one of those things that when, depending on who you talk to, again, it's pretty decent. Now, I don't know how accurate it is over. Oh, well, this is why I was taking pictures of babies, because I didn't know if it was predictive, or if it was just something you were planting onto the people. Like you see somebody and you happen to notice they have that they are very talkative, and you look and says, "Oh, that explains. Of course they're talkative. Look at their eyebrows. Of course they're talkative. Look at their foreheads." Or, it's kind of like guessing what a zodiac sign is. Let's see. I'm gonna change your backdrop. I keep feeling like I'm in a National Geographic documentary. Okay, well, let's see if I can find a different backdrop. Because I aim to please. Where do I look for a backdrop? Visual effects. Okay. He says he feels like a National Geographic, so let's change it to this right here. Okay. How's that? All right. We got that one there. Is that okay? No? Oh, how about, I don't have one of my cat. All right, well, let's do this one. No, because then people might get confused. Okay. All right, this one here. Crack the Sky, September 12th, Crack the Sky. How's that? There we go. So, I was talking about the face stuff, I think. And so, one of the things I want to do is I want to take pictures periodically of the children when they were young, because it was a daycare, and some of them were as young as 6 months, and some of them as old as maybe 5 or 6 years. So yeah, because they hadn't started. Most of them hadn't started school yet, so I'm gonna say from 6 months to maybe 4 years old. Because they were there all day. Most of them. Some of them were there just after school. If they were dropped off, sometimes they're there after school, like the school bus will pick them up, whatever. But I was taking pictures of the kids, and I wanted to just see what type of personalities they had over time without putting anything on them. See if they, like, if a child, like we had 2 6-month kids there, 6-month-olds, and take their pictures and then compare them over time to see if they grew up to grow into the personalities that the books say. I said books. Well, at the time there was only had the one book, but over time, I befriended this guy, Carl Wagner, Jr., who developed his book, Characterology. He called it's the same thing, Characterology, the art and science of character analysis. And one of the first things I did was let him know that it wasn't an original thought, that he got it from these people here, right? That's the first thing I did. Now, he hadn't heard of these people, so he wouldn't order the book. He said he hadn't heard of these people. Right. But at any rate. And so, because I took his workshop. As a matter of fact, he signed this book to me. Who is this? Is this his obituary? Did he die? Oh, no, this is his flyer. Okay. I put his flyer in the book. All right. All right, there we go. I don't know if he's alive still, though. He could be. I mean, I'm still alive. I thought he signed the book. I thought he signed this book. I really did. Don't tell me oh, there it is. He did sign it. It says, to Glenn, one of my greatest students, thank you. I expect great results. Peace and blessings, Carl. Now, I don't know what he means by great results. I mean, if this is what he means by great results, he's disappointed, right? So, and basically, I had this theory once I read her book about Chinese face reading. And I don't know her name, something Young. Let's see, what is her name? See, it's torn, so I have to look inside. What is her name? Secrets of the Face. Lailan, Lailan, Young. Okay. So I used to take pictures of the kids. Now, every picture I took, I had to take it on film, and I had to get it developed. And that was the hardest part, because getting the pictures developed back then, 1984, 85, that around the time, that was, take a picture, take it to a Photoshop place, wait a week maybe, 3 days to a week for the pictures and get them back. And it actually costs money. And then of each picture, I had to get 3 copies of each picture. And that was because what we did was, see if I can find it. See if I can do this here. This was my theory. Okay. And this is what he meant by when he said that I was his greatest student. Nobody was doing this, what I'm about to show you. they said that like I said, you can read the face and tell you what type of person it is. In palmistry, they look at both hands and compare them. Okay, you see how these look a little bit different? You look at this. See how, okay, this hand, right? Okay, this hand here. See how, I'm just going to show you these major lines. This one here looks like a wishbone. See how it goes there? And it's a distinct wishbone, right? Now, on the left hand, right hand, on my right hand, you see there's a top line there. That bottom line is kind of faint. Now, this line is the same on both of them, pretty much that one there and that one there. So in palmistry, what palmists will tell you is that one hand is your plan, like you were born with a plan, and this is like the way, and they say it doesn't change over time. They say that hand, the one with your plan, does not change, because usually it doesn't change because the plan is like you were born and this is your plan. And then the other one is like, as you live life, the lines change because of whether you're sticking to the plan and whether you're deviating from the plan. Okay, so people talk about destiny, fate, and stuff like that. Like this is what was intended for you, but this is how you actually lived. So I thought if that were the case with the hands, then, and why not with other things that are supposed to be predictive of your behavior? So like with the face. So what I was doing with the children, I would take a picture of their whole face, and then I would make copies, and then one of them I would just cut. I would make a whole face using just the left side, and then I'll make another whole face using just the right side. And those faces come out totally different. Okay. And that's what I was doing. I was creating subjective and objective faces. So I could see like, okay, this one is how this face shows what they should be like or what they're like on the inside. And then this face shows you the face that they show to the public. And that's what I spent a lot of time doing when I was in my 20s. But it got too expensive and I had to abandon it. And also the woman I was with, we split up and I didn't have access to the kids anymore. So I just stopped. I just stopped. And then I got rid of the pictures of all the kids because I didn't want to look like a creep. I didn't want somebody going through my photo album and going like, what are you doing with all these pictures of babies? And why are their faces cut in half and put together different? What's wrong with you? I didn't want to answer those questions ever. And it's not that there's anything wrong, because I just told you what I was doing. It's not creepy at all, right? See? But other people seeing the pictures out of context said, that's not normal. And it wasn't normal. I was researching. I was testing their theory. I was testing the theory of science, because in these books, they're already talking about adults. And it's like reverse engineering. They could say like, okay, well, and they could also cherry pick. They could say, well, in our world, if you have a square face, you have a stalwart personality, steady. If you have a moon face, you have a happy personality or whatever. And then you could just go through and pick a bunch of people who are happy with round faces and say, this is my case study. But I said, I don't want to do that. I don't want to look for faces that match the theory. I want to start off with the faces and see how they turn out. That's all. I was trying to be objective about the whole thing. I was trying to look at a spiritual thing, or whatever you want to call it, scientifically, to see if you could predict behavior with that kind of knowledge. So that's why I brought those books up. And does it work with animals? And anyway, so I don't have it. But what I do, but if you do that with your own face, you take a picture, head on like this. And now, see, it's a lot cheaper now because you could do it on your computer or your phone, and you just take a picture, you put it in edit, you cut it in half, crop it, and then flip one side, done. You could do it like 2 minutes, and it's not costing you anything. It cost me a lot of money, a lot of pictures, a lot of film, a lot of developing, a lot of time, a lot of glue, or tape, taping the pictures back together. And you want to get it as close to exact as possible. Like, because if you're a little bit off with your cutting, like, if you're trying to do this exactly down the middle, you want to get this like right here in the middle of this dip, straight up the nose, straight up the forehead like that. If you make it a little bit off, when you put the sides together, this nose is going to be wider than it should be, and this is going to be way narrower. Is this PBS for creepers? No, not. It's not PBS for creepers. So, but that's what I spent a lot of my time in my 20s doing. I was heavy into, like I said, the School of Theosophy, and there are a lot of theories about how this works, how that works, and I was trying to approach things as most scientific manner I could, and so, but there is some things to it. There's something to it. I can tell you that there's something to face reading, and that I can tell you that you'll probably notice. I could go through and say what they say, and you'll probably say, yeah, I see that. I didn't know how much there's the same effect as like with a horoscope. People who believe in horoscopes and go, you can read a horoscope. You could take a horoscope and apply that one horoscope to almost anybody. And that's what I was trying to avoid. I wanted to see if there was anything real to this, and not, no, some people, horoscopes are real. Maybe, maybe not. Okay. I don't give them any credence. I think they're great conversation starters. But the face, that's of this world. And what happens is people, their personalities start to show in their face. You can see, if their face starts to sag, or they droop, or they get the cheeks, or whatever that it happens to their face, because over time what happens in their personality on the inside shows on the outside. And so that's what I wanted to find out. I wanted to try to find a way to measure that kind of stuff. So there, that's it. That's why I brought those books up here. Now, like I said, these books are from the 1980s. I don't know if anybody's doing anything like this now. Like I said, the book that I was working on, the one with the baby pictures, probably would have been the first one of its kind where if somebody took both sides, flipped them, and made whole faces out of it. And when I talked to Carl, when I talked to him about it, and there was the other thing, I wanted to work with him on the book because he already had the one book out, and I wanted to work with him because he was experienced, and he loved the idea of what I was doing, but he didn't want to work with me, even though he said I was one of his greatest students. He thought where I was going was, he said something like it needed to be explored. I can't remember what else he said, but he said, I want to see the book when you're done. He should have known I wasn't going to finish. I've never finished a book. So again, I started it, and damn it. And it'll be a lot easier, a lot cheaper to do it today, is what I'm saying. I could do it. If I started over, I just using my camera, taking pictures of faces, flipping them around digitally instead of having the stuff developed, it'd be a lot cheaper, a hell of a lot cheaper. I'm going to, at the top of the hour, I'm going to put the news in, and have Heavy Kev Heavy Kev has done some artwork. I had to upload it into my computer and stuff. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. This was like 5 or 6 years ago. The Reverend did an interview. He was being interviewed for something called Sauce in the City, and it was called 21 Questions. And they had 21 questions to ask the Reverend. And then eventually, I think they had more questions or something like that. And now I'm not affiliated with these people. This is like I said, they did the interview, 21 questions, and then shortly after the interview, they wanted the Rev to host one of their shows. I think the show is called Three Drunk Uncles, and the Rev didn't want to do it. The Rev said he was not going to do that, but he would do a church show on Sundays. He would do his own show. And so they worked out something, and he used to do a show live for them on Roku years, like I said, 5 or 6 years ago. No, maybe longer. I don't know how long ago this was. Wow, I have no idea. I can't remember. At any rate, so I'm going to play a part of this video while I upload some of Heavy Kev's pictures, and then I'll come back on the other side of this. Here we go.
It is, but I'm pretty sure you are going.
Oh, I'm sorry. The show is called Sauce in the City, 21 Questions, and it's out of Las Vegas. The hostess, or the woman's voice that you hear, is a woman named Brenda Brown, I think. Brenda Brown. I'm almost positive. I didn't look it up. I forgot. But here we go.
Honey bone until it is raw. So without further ado, I hope you've gotten the kitties out of the room. You guys, welcome to the screen, Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. How are you, sir?
I hope you did you. I saw that I was muted, so I stopped there. I was going to say, I said, how you doing, Sister Brenda? And it would be improper for me to continue without offering a prayer, blessing the show, if that's okay with you. It's your show. I don't want to bless it without your permission. It's your show. If you don't want my blessings, you don't have to have them. I mean, I'm not going to force my blessings on you.
We need all the blessings that we can get, Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. So the clock is set at 60 seconds, a 60-second prayer. Let's go.
All right. Let's begin in the name of Richard Pryor, Lenny Bruce, and the George Carlin. Can I get a fuck yeah?
Fuck yeah.
All right. Lord, bless this show and bless this interview. Bless Sister Brenda and her sick-ass computer Betsy, who's doing her best and holding up her end of things. Brenda really needs a new computer, but don't tell Betsy because she's been hanging on there. Betsy, you hang on. You know, I know what it's like. I know what it's like when your megahertz. I know when your megahertz and your kilohertz and your gigahertz. And baby, I've got my hands on your giga right now. We're going to heal your giga so your giga can stop hurting and you can run. Okay. So, and bless the audience. I bless the audience. I feel a brother G Dane. He's got syphilis. Oh my Lord. Okay, G Dane, oh my goodness, put your testicles on the phone and I can heal your syphilis right now. Okay. And what's this? Uncle Walt. Oh my goodness, he's got anal warts. Uncle Walt, put your ass on the phone. I will heal your anal warts. Yes, I will. And what's that? Johnny Royal. Oh my goodness. I didn't even know you. I didn't even know people still got gonorrhea anymore. But you got it, okay. But put your infliction on the phone, and I'll heal it right now. And Randy, oh my goodness, Randy. Oh, you still ain't got no hair. Oh my God. Oh boy. What's wrong with your head, boy? What's wrong with your head? I thought I healed you last time. You should have a full head of hair by now. But Lord bless Randy, the white guy, and bless all your audiences out there. Bless all of you. And in the name of Richard Pryor, Lenny Bruce, and George Carlin, can I get a fuck yeah?
Fuck yeah.
Right.
Welcome, Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. Excuse my flip of the tongue. And because I have gotten a chance to know you and have you on a couple of episodes, why don't you tell the people tuning in today, tomorrow, and beyond a little bit more about Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. I just like saying the name.
Thank you. Okay, well, I am the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, PhD, DDS, ADHD, SNDC, sauce of the city. And people ask me, what is my PhD in? I am actually Theosophist. Actually, I belong to the Theosophical Society. Theosophy actually means the wisdom of God. And when you hear me speak, you'll know that I got his wisdom. He hasn't been using it for a long time. I borrowed it from him. I'll give it back when I'm done. That's okay. He's like that. He's resting. Seventh day, he's resting. And he hasn't been using his wisdom. Look at the world. You can see how fucked up the world is. He ain't been using his wisdom. Somebody's got to use it. I'm using it. And I ain't going to get it dirty. And when I'm done, I'll get it back. I'll press it and clean it. Just like I borrowed one of your records and I get all the dust off and it's not scratched. And you don't even know I borrowed your record. And you just put it back in the sleeve when you finish cutting up your pot on the album cover. You know what I'm talking about, album covers, right? You know what I'm talking about, right? You know? Okay. Well, fuck you young people who don't know what an album cover is. You missed it. You missed the 70s and the 80s. Those were some good fucking years. Good drugs. Not like the shit the stuff we had back then was pure, cut pure. If it wasn't good stuff, I wouldn't be here today talking to you. That's all I'm saying. Sorry.
Oh my God. Well, thank you for giving us that dissertation about Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. It is our pleasure.
Okay, that's a small. Thank you, Ann. That's a small sample. I'm going to go back to that well a little bit later. Like I said, it's streamed live on Roku, so it's not anywhere on the internet. See, so I figured I couldn't get a copyright strike because the internet, the only other person who made a copy of that was me. That's it. I got it right there. So it's not out there. There should be like no problem. I took it straight. I recorded it from the actual interview, and then it was streamed live on Roku television at the time. Now we'll have some images from Heavy Kev. Let's see here if I can find them. There we go. All right. I don't know. Can I upload more than one at a time? I'm gonna find out. No, you can't. I cannot. Okay. Now earlier, Kevin said that he felt like he was watching a National Geographic background with my previous thing. So he just threw that up there, which is, just fine. I think I seem to remember that cover. I do. I seem to remember that face. Let's do this one here. And this is Birds of, okay, yeah. This is Living Wild. I don't know if that's a Maori word or if that's just AI messing up. AOTEAROA with GD Fenderson. Mind Dog Nature, GD Fenderson, naturalist, storyteller, observer. Every creature has a story if you take the time to listen. Whoa, that's deep. And then you see, this is deep. This is deep. I like this one. Yeah, this is deep. Okay. What's another? He has some other ones in there. Let's see here. This one is all right. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I was talking about the palmistry. GD Fenderson palmist. Okay, heartline, headline, headline, and a punchline, lifeline, fate line. Okay. Your destiny is in your hands. That's nice. That's deep. Hand palmistry guide. The secret language. And I don't know how I got an old Tripsville shirt on there. I do not know where that came from. Let's see here. What other pictures do we have? This is right. Let's get rid of that one. I can't tell these two apart. Let's see. That one. That one. Okay, I think I copied that one twice. That's why we can't tell them apart. I made 2 copies of the same picture, which means somewhere in there I didn't upload a different one. So let's see here. Ah, that's the indigenous name for New Zealand. Aotearoa. Okay. So I was kind of right. I said a Maori word. I did say Maori, and I don't know if that's correct, if I said that correctly, but okay. So not correct. It was a decent guess. Let's see here. Another palmistry one. There we go. The secret language of your hands, palm reading for beginners, past, present, future. Oh, they moved my wedding band to my middle finger. And my fingernails are much cleaner than that, I hope. Really? Yeah, see, they're cleaner than that. So thanks, Harry Kev, I appreciate it. Get that out of there. Yes. Thank you. Slaptail says, if you will note, the punchline is incomplete. It is, yes. And that's why, by destiny, I'm a humorist and not a comedian. Because I had a headline, but not a punchline. So thank you. Thank you, Heavy Kev. Thank you, John, for noticing that. I'm going to go back to, I can't remember what I was doing. Oh, boogers, yeah. So that's it. I haven't done anything else with my life since last time you saw me, which was on Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever I was on the show Wednesday. See, that's the thing with me doing this every single day with Matt. It's like there's nothing left for me to talk about. So I try to show you the old clips and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put this some more of the interview with the Reverend while I fix the pictures that I just got that I uploaded from. Nah, forget it. We'll do that in a second. I'm going to go ahead and get the news out of the way. For those of you who missed the news this morning, it's back with a vengeance. Okay, here we go.
This is the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll with headlines and punchlines for Thursday, August 20th, 2026, the 578th day of the Sex Offender Administration. Total U.S. debt has topped $40 trillion for the first time, drawing fresh warnings that a fiscal crisis is brewing as ballooning costs for social safety net programs and interest payments far outstrip revenues held back by tax cuts. If only those poor billionaires and corporate giants didn't need so much financial assistance from the government. A woman is accusing a California Democratic Congressman, 51-year-old Representative Jimmy Gomez, of sexual assault and harassment, according to her attorneys. Gomez has denied all accusations, but if he wants his party's support, he's going to have to become a Republican, where sexual assault is a prerequisite. 2 Tennessee college team cyclists were killed, Halen Engdahl and Braden Rogers, and 7 others were injured, and a driver, John Benfield, age 69, was criminally charged after he struck team members who were training on a road on Wednesday. Engdahl and Rogers were second-year students. Talk about your sophomore jinx. Dr. Heidi Overton, a top White House aide, has been picked to lead the Food and Drug Administration. Overton is a medical doctor and has worked on several of Trump's second-term health initiatives. What the health? Trump didn't have health initiatives. Trump had wealth initiatives. A helicopter carrying 6 tourists and a pilot crashed Wednesday in Kenya's Samburu County,
north of the capital, Nairobi, killing all those on board after the aircraft departed from the Louisville Wildlife Reserve for a safari. Well, not safari, not so good. This has been the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll with headlines and punchlines for Thursday, August 20th, 2026, the 578th day of the Sex Offender Administration. Join me live at the Church of Last Resort Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on Mind Dog TV. Viva the Revolution! All right, welcome back. Now, listen, what were you on? Satel has a question here. What? You were on one of the top podcasts in Norway? Yes, I was. That was last night. Of course, it hasn't aired yet. It won't be aired until probably next Sunday, right? Yeah. So yeah, I was on that thing, that top podcast, one of the top podcasts in Norway. I swear, while that was going on, I saw something. I said, yes, I want to talk about that. Oh, this Sunday, or yesterday, Matt asked me what the Reverend was going to talk about this Sunday, and we didn't know. But we know now. What we know is that the Reverend is going to look at the lyrics to Teacher by Jethro Tull from the Benefit album, 1970. And what is, people make, so I don't understand what is so spiritual about Teacher. Well, the segment is called Looking for God in All the Wrong Places. And Teacher is about these false teachers or false cult leaders. People come up to you, I've got the answer, follow me. And then they get your money and then they leave, or they don't give you the answers, or the answer they give you is just plain bullshit. And that's what Teacher is about. So we're going to do that on Sunday. The Rev is going to look at Teacher on Sunday. Now I'm going to, got two more of Heavy Kev before I continue. Let's see here. GD Fenderson, CFH, Palmistry of the Spheres. Booking GD Fenderson for GD. It's so GD funny. There. And this one here. Okay. I like that shirt. Tripsville channeled so GD funny. They call it justice. Yeah, right. If justice was real, there'd be no billionaires and politicians would have to live in the same neighborhoods they destroy. I don't know who said that. I wasn't the one who said it, but good on you. And it says, question everything, even me. And that's the truth. Yeah, So that's interesting. I could have done that. No, I'm not. I can't do it now. I can't focus. I can't do two things. And then I don't want to sit here and try to do something and then explain to the audience what I'm doing while I'm doing it, because I'm boring enough as it is. Carlin said it. Oh, okay. Yes. Makes sense. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, I remember. Absolutely. I remember that. There is I do want to find, there is a video I want to find. There's so, I'm not going to find it because I have no idea where to look. My wife, there was a video, whenever I used to do one of my standalone shows, one of the 90-minute shows, I think I've done 4, maybe 5 of them. I've done, I think 5. I have 2 that I've done that I haven't finished editing yet. Yeah, I have two
I have two 90-minute shows that I have not finished editing. So I guess I have a total of 5 different 90-minute shows. And so once I finish editing them, I mean, I've shown some of the clips from them here on the show, but I just haven't edited as an entire show, to get the camera angles and stuff like that. And the laugh tracks that I use, according to some people. Yeah, I don't use laugh tracks. Yeah, I know sometimes the audio is choppy, trying to repair damage, but no laugh tracks. Back in the day, the Rev used to have a show before the Church of Last Resort. The Rev used to do a different type of show, and he tried to duplicate it here. But the problem was, back then when he did the show, it started at 12 o'clock on the East Coast. So on the West Coast, it was 9 a.m. So it started a little bit later, and it had like a lot more people. And then people would Rev would interact with people live who wanted healings done. And so, they would put in requests, they would send requests, and the Rev would just, do healing prayers for them. And he thought that was going to continue with this, but the time change is so drastic. Like I said, the 3 hours starting at 9 o'clock Eastern is 6 o'clock on the East Coast, on the West Coast, and nobody's getting up at 6 o'clock on the West Coast. But not enough people are going to get up on the West Coast at 6 o'clock for fake healings. So, and that's why he didn't get anybody on the show, because the people who kept saying they wanted to be on the show, when the Rev first started doing it on the Church of Last Resort, he reached out and said, "Look, I'm doing a new show. Would you like to come on and we can discuss things?" And he had a few people, and they were all on the West Coast. They were all comedians. They were all on the West Coast. He said, yeah, we would love to do that. And then so the Rev would book them, send them the link, and then they wouldn't show up. And then later that evening, the Rev would reach out to them and go like, "Oh man, that was like awfully early, 6 a.m. I said, "Yeah, it was 6 a.m. when I told you about it." "Yeah, but I didn't know 6 a.m. was like 6 a.m. That's like 6 a.m. Man, I can't get up at 6 a.m. Okay, fine. But just so you know, you asked to be on the show, so, and we talked about this. And so after 3 people didn't show up, the Rev says, "Fuck it. I'm not doing it anymore. I'll just do it by myself, because I know I'll show up." So 7 in California. I can tell time's changing as the sun is coming up later. Yeah, so it's 7, right? 7, yeah, so 3 hours difference. So, but when the show started at 9, it was 6 o'clock there. So, thank you, in California. And so that's it. And doing the show at 12 o'clock on the East Coast just used up my Sunday afternoon. It's like, because I'd get up to start prepping for the show. It started at noon. We got in the green room at 11:30. So I was up at like 9 o'clock preparing for the show. And then the show would start at 12, run to 1. And then we had the post-show, just, discussions, like in the green room, so like we wouldn't finish like 1:30. Well, that's most of my Sunday right there. Every Sunday was like shot. And that's not even why I stopped doing it. I stopped doing it because I had an agreement with the people producing that show that if you ever lied to me, I was out. Don't lie to me. And she lied to me, big time. And so that's it. It was trying to make they were a small production, and they were trying to come off as bigger than they were. And so they were talk about flying the Reverend out to out to Vegas to do a show. And of course, and I said, okay, that's fine. If the Reverend gets a show, I want one too. I said, you're not just getting one of. I said, you have to do. I said, you don't have to pay both of us. You pay one of us, but we both get shows. They said, oh yeah, great, yeah. Pick a date. I said, no, you let me know because you have to get the venue. I don't have to get a venue. I give you a date, and then you would find a venue. No, you find a venue, then we'll get the date. I said, okay, yeah, we got a venue. We got a venue. At least we got one for the Reverend. We don't have one for you yet. I said, okay, let me know when you get one for me. And it turns out they didn't have a venue for the Reverend either. They wanted to fly the Reverend out to do a birthday party. Again, fine if you're going to pay him. But then they started saying things like, and the Rev, has to pay for his own transportation, his own room and board, his own. It's like, whoa, no, that's not what you told me. You told me that you guys were paying for it. You want to fly me out there. I didn't ask to come out. You asked me to come out. Those are the terms we agreed to. And so the terms we agreed to were backed out of, and I stopped doing business with them. As a matter of fact, it's the first time I've played a clip of theirs since then. And I think that was like a year before the Church of Last Resort, which I think has been going on for almost 3 years now. Right? They're on episode 149. There'll be 52 episodes in a year. Yeah, it's almost coming up on 3 years. Wow. And I'm coming up on 12 years of doing comedy. September 14th. 12 years. Where has the time gone? And it seems a lot longer for the audience than it has for me. That's for damn sure, right? So, let me go back to the well and play another clip from Sauce in the City, the 21 questions they're interviewing the Reverend. Here we go.
You on our screen today, and wow, we get to do the first part of the show, and I can only imagine how this is going to go. So let me explain to you the rules, Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, of the program. Okay, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so first of all, we are going to hurl 21 random questions at you. I did not have time to prepare today, so they could be anything. The first round is going to be easy peasy. The second round is going to be a little harder and may get you kicked out depending on which person is around you when you answer and how you answer. The third round is going to be our hot tamale round. And I had to look up some questions and some stuff because before the show, you said bring your best. And I really want to get some answers from Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll because I take your word to heart. So do you understand the rules so far?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay. Well, you have 3 opportunities to tell me that you are not going to answer a question by saying, I don't know, I don't care, or I can't answer because I work somewhere that will fire me if I answer incorrectly. So you have 3 times to do that. Okay. Then on your third one, I will ask the saver question, which is one more question after the after the third time you've told me you don't want to answer. And after that question, I will kick you from the studio and I will continue on with the show because I have shit that I want to talk about. And it has to do with the Patio nightclub here in Las Vegas, Nevada on July 24th. And we have some amazing comedians coming in. Shout out to Juicy Joy in the house, one of our headliners. And we also have Ryan Rodriguez. Shout out to him for our first session of dueling headliners on our second edition of First Date Night Game Show. You guys have to get see, I take over the whole episode. So you get it so far, Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, I am a good hostess, some may say, depending on who you ask and what day you ask them on. And so I will ask you at the beginning of each round if you would like to continue on or if you would like to call it quits.
Yes. Okay.
And once you answer, if you call it quits, we'll just wrap up the interview and you can stay in the studio while I roll on and tell you guys about July 24th here in Las Vegas, Nevada with.
I had not listened to this for quite some time, and I did not realize how long that part was going to go on. If I had known, I would have edited it down just to get to the questions. And so I apologize. And yes, the voice is annoying. Absolutely. She's 6 Beavis. I think that's Latin. She's 6 Beavis. Oh, okay. Somebody some half-blind guy probably typed something. Let's see here.
Miners, Juicy Joy.
I'm trying to move this ahead, see if I can get to the questions. Okay.
I don't get scared. I don't get scared. I got the Lord on my side. I don't get scared. And nobody, because I work for the Lord, nobody gonna fire me. As a matter of fact, he fired me, and then people gonna be talking shit saying, Lord, why'd you fire the Reverend? We liked him. So he ain't got, I'm good. I got the union behind my ass. Yeah.
You got the union. All right.
The union.
Here is our first question, because we like to, of course, check you out. What would you do if this happened to you? So you see where the little, you buy something and it doesn't come all the way out. Would you A, rock the machine? Would you B, add more money because maybe you didn't add enough in the first place? Or would you C, give up and walk away?
Well, to be honest, this has happened to me once or twice before. The first thing I do is I lay my hands on it like this and I pray on it. That's what I do. I pray on it because I'm not a violent man. Okay, I put my hands on it just like this, like I'm being frisked. You know, like I just got pulled over. Like, pull over, motherfucker. And I put my hands on it like this. And I say, Chips, come on out. I'm hungry. And if it don't come out, then I just pull down my zipper and I give it a good whack. I'm like, get on, come on now. You know, and that's how I get the chips out. It works every time. Matter of fact, I got thrown out of Vegas 4 times for getting the chips out of that machine, just like that. Go, come on, get down. Pay off, jackpot. That's what I'm talking about.
So you are definitely one that will rock the machine. Okay,
I'll rock the fuck out of it.
I see how this is going to go down. I understand how this is all going to go down, but that's okay.
Just like those chips going down. That's just like those chips going down like those chips.
Going down. That was the wrong show. Wrong show. All right, let's just see if we can get this next question up here. Man made car, man made a plane, man made a boat, woman did what? Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll.
Okay, now this depends on how you want to look at this, because what it should say is man took credit for plane, man took credit for car, man took credit for boat, okay? Because if you think about it, every time one of those things are made, if a man has anything to do with it, what's he do? He names it after a woman. Why? Because he's trying to give her back the honor that she deserves, because she inspired all those things. Because if it weren't for the woman, the man would be trying to drive away without paying alimony. That's why he got the car. And if he can't get far enough away, he gets the boat or the plane. So yeah, he's got to give the woman credit. Yeah. So yeah,
so man made the credit. Man made the credit to give back to the woman.
Yes. And see, what people don't realize, God, Lord have mercy. Y'all don't realize the power women have had over men all this time. And men are just trying really hard to pretend they're in charge. That's all.
That's all. That's it. All right.
Yeah.
You are forming a new band. The name is the color of your shirt and the last thing you ate. What's the name of the band? And bonus, give us the first 8 bars from your first record. Oh,
okay. Well, the name of the band is Black Pussy. And And the song is it's a Mexican spiritual. It's Jesus loves me, this I know. Look at how my garden grows. He knows weeds do not belong. That is why my pot grows strong. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. And my pot grows so strong. Yeah, that's the song right there.
I love it. Oh my God, let's keep it going. We're asking 100 Facebook friends, name something you will no longer waste your time, energy, or breath on.
MySpace.
MySpace. I haven't heard that in like forever. Are you serious? MySpace?
And that's why I'm not going to use it no more. See, you just proved my point right there. You just proved my point. Ask 100 Facebook people, and how many of them said MySpace? None of them, because they don't use it either.
Oh my!
So I'm just giving that shit up. Put my MySpace away.
If you could just flip a switch, add. Oh wait, somebody got this wrong. I stole it and I didn't check the the lingo. If you could just flip a switch and turn off one thing in this world, what would it be?
Oh, that's simple. Greed. It'd be greed, and I'll tell you why. See, all the people that are somewhat rich, they got there because of greed, and greed hurts people. And that, you know, somebody once they get all this money, all of a sudden they try to rewrite their history and try to do something good because they fucked up so many people getting all that money. You know, they and so they're trying to give back. Why they wouldn't have to give back if they gave for it in the first place? See, they're trying to, all the people they fired to save money, all the people they hurt to save money, all the people they cheated to save money. So now they got all this money and they got all those people back there that hate them. See, and if they, like me, look at me. I'm broke as a motherfucker, but people love me. Okay? But you look at, what's that name? Reverend Jake, that Jake guy. That he has like a mega church and a mega plane and a mega bus. And you know something? He's got mega issues. Okay, that's why he's always asking for more money, because he's trying to buy more things so he can forget how much people hate his wretched ass. But people love me and I'm broke because I treat you right. I treat you right.
Okay. I'd forgotten about I knew that the interview existed. I hadn't looked at it for a long time, and I'd forgotten a lot of the questions. But now that I'm watching it, I'm thinking, okay, I know what his answer should be. It should be greed, right? So there. Now later, what's the day? Today's Thursday. We just had a thunderstorm. I was supposed to cut my grass today. I do not know if it's going to be dry enough, if the sun's going to come out to dry, but I have quite a bit of work to do around the house, even if it's grass is wet. I can, got doors to paint and stuff to do. So I'm gonna get around to doing all that, starting some of that stuff today. I just interrupted because I didn't want to make the whole show about showing the clip. That's all. I didn't want you people to think I was being lazy and didn't produce anything. I did try to produce some stuff. Yeah, I did. That's it. Let's see here. I think I have another. Oh, okay. Now if you notice that in the beginning, Rambo Rule. That's from Sensational Guitar Band. Song is called Vambo. Hot City Symphony Part 1, which is Vambo Rules. Hot Symphony City Part 2 is Hot City Symphony, I think it's called. No, maybe it's called The Man in the Jar. I think it's called The Man in the Jar. It's been a long time since I've listened to it. But in the beginning, when the Reverend first started doing this stuff, his Trinity was, now I forgot, it was Richard Pryor, Lenny Bruce, and George Carlin. Now that wasn't really what his Trinity was. it was just something he made up on the spot. And he actually gave it thought and decided to make it Robin Williams, Richard Pryor, and George Carlin. Although my trinity of comedy are not them. It would be Dick Gregory, Jonathan Winters, and maybe George Carlin, I think. But that would be my trinity. The Reverend, because he's doing the show and he's doing his holy trinity of comedy, he wanted to be more accessible to people. He was trying to make it. It's kind of like breaking down very complicated books or stuff like that to so that people don't understand it. And the Reverend and I don't have to agree on a holy trinity of comedy. We have our own opinions, and mine is it's Jonathan Winters, Dick Gregory, and George Carlin, and he likes Robin Williams, Richard Pryor, and George Carlin. I mean, I like them, but I wouldn't call them a holy trinity. That's overstating. Pardon me. I need a drink. Let me give you this real quick.
Let's
The answer
see.
is greed.
Give us one word on this photo.
It's fucked up, one word. It's fucked up, not one word. I'm just going to say, whoo, Lord. No, that's 2 words also. Yep. Sweet Jesus, Michael Jackson. Holy boy, George.
One word. Come on, you can do it.
Man. Okay, I'm colorful.
Colorful.
Crayola. That's it.
Praise the
Crayola. That's
Lord.
my word. Crayola.
Crayola. A colorful Crayola. Okay. See, now we can move on to what's his pimp name. What do you think his pimp name is?
Oh, Big Daddy Bird. Big Daddy Bird. They call him Big Bird for short. But yeah, it's Big Daddy Bird.
Okay, I'm digging this. See, we are whizzing through this first part. What are these guys in line for? Wrong answer only. What do you think they're in line
Well,
for?
they're not in line. Each one's got a dick stuck in the other one's ass. That's not a line. That's a train. Okay. Yeah, I've seen that movie. I've seen that movie. It's like 7. It was what? The first movie was 2 girls, 1 cup, and this was like 7 guys and 7 butts, I think it was. But yeah.
Oh no, I am totally not getting into it with you. Well, I see that your hair looks so awesome and you always keep your beard and your mustache trimmed impeccably. So,
Yes.
what are your thoughts on the circle beard? This is like a new phenomenon going on.
Okay.
What do you think?
I'm gonna tell you something real quick. You've heard of what's called a learning curve. Something happens and everybody has a learning curve, right? Well, what happens is if that curve goes right enough, it becomes a circle. And once you get a learning circle, motherfucker's crazy. And that's what they got. They said it's just a learning circle, motherfucker's crazy. That's right. Yeah. It's a learning circle.
So is it my opinion that you are not down with the circle beard? Like you're not digging the whole circle beard?
No. You know what it looks like? It looks like you could just peel off the face from like Westworld or something. Like Terminator. That's what it looks like. You just peel the front, RoboCop. You just peel that front face off and then another face behind it. Lord, that's what it looks. That's what it looks like. It looks like.
I had forgotten that was I don't know if that trend ever stuck around or people are still doing that. Does anybody know if people are still creating that circle beard thing? Where I have not seen another one ever since. I'm going to quickly Google circle beard because I don't know if it's still a thing. I have yet to see. I've never seen anybody in real life with a circle beard. Oh no! See, that's not what a circle beard is. This it says here, a circle beard is a type of goatee where the mustache connects directly to rounded chin beard, forming a continuous circular shape around the mouth, the cheeks, and neck, typically shaved clean. Okay, all right, unlike a typical goatee. So I did not know. So she's calling it a circle beard, and that's not what they call it. So apparently, like this is a circle beard, like that. He goes, yeah, okay. I did not know that. Now I know. Now I know what I got on my face. Circle beard. It's nice to know what I have on my face. That's all. I just want to look that up. I want to see if people are still doing that kind of crazy, stupid shit. A couple more minutes, real quick, and then I'll see what else if I can find something else to talk about.
Or some shit like Terminator. Just peel that front of the face off, and then right there, the rest of that seam is right there, and all this mechanical shit's behind there. Lord have mercy. That's the look.
Oh, gee. Well, we have made it to round number 2 by the skin of our chinny chin chin. And for all of you guys out there in the comedy world, if you guys are up in the Virginia Beach area, UBS and TV has stage slots available July 21st. Shout out to Katash and the gang. They always do amazing stage shows, and the people that you meet on these stages are second to none. Just get out there, tell them Sauce in the City sent you, and it should be all good.
No, it's not all good. I want to get rid of that real quick.
Clown for round number 2.
Yes. Can I get a fuck yeah?
Fuck yeah. This is going to be awesome. All right. If voicing your opinion costs you your best friend, would you still voice your opinion, and why or why not?
Sure, hell yeah, I still voice my opinion. Because my best friends know that I can't keep my mouth shut. And if they don't want the honest opinion, they don't ask me. All my friends, to be honest now, all my friends are strong and they can take my opinion. And they can take my opinion and shove it. That's what they can take.
Oh,
but just like they can say anything they want to me, and I tell them, I say, you say what you want to me, because I can take it. That doesn't mean I'm going to listen to it, but I'll hear you. It doesn't mean I'm going to follow your instructions, but I'm going to let you tell me what you think. And sometimes they're right, and I don't want to hear it. Yeah, but I tell them the truth.
Okay.
It's cost me a few friends. I've lost a few friends. And God, what the hell? Fuck them.
I love that answer. What the hell? Fuck them.
All right. It's funny. I have friends that I have people that some guys I've been friends with for, like I said, since I was a teenager. My friend Doug, my friend Bill, we've been friends since we were teenagers. I don't know if I have anybody else that have been around that long, other than family. I ran into, but again, technically he's not my friend. He's more like my brother's friend, a guy I know since I was like 13. But he was my brother's friend. He and I weren't always friends. He used to be part of a group of boys that were older than me, and they used to pick on me, and I didn't consider them friends back then. So I have, but my close friends, they can say anything they want to me, and I can pretty much say anything I want to them. But partly because I know what things not to say. I'll give you an example. I have a friend, he and I have the same birthday. And shortly after, I'm trying to think, was I separated or was I still married? I think I was still married to my first wife. And so my friend tells me that he and his wife, his first wife had gotten divorced. We were all friends. His wife was
I was friends with his wife and him, and I used to go to their house, for dinner, and their kids called me uncle. And so he and his wife got divorced, and he was remarrying, and he tells me he's getting married, and I said I wish him well, and I said just tell me she's not a Leo, and I said because Leo women are the worst things in the world for Scorpio men, and that's and again, and this is someone who doesn't really believe in horoscopes. My first wife was a Leo, and she was making my life miserable. And I wouldn't have noticed the Leo thing except for when I was younger. When I was younger, my mother dated a Leo man, a guy named Ronnie, I think his name was. After my father died, obviously. And she goes, "Oh, I hate Leo men." She goes, "Leo men are Leos are the worst." And she couldn't, she was like Leo. They're just like the lions. The male lions are cowards, and the female lions do all the fighting. And so my wife was Leo, and she did a lot of fighting. And so, she and I, we got along in the beginning. Just once we got married, just things went to hell. And so when my friend told me that he was getting married to getting married, I said, "Please don't marry Leo." And he starts laughing. He tells me her birthday, and they got the same birthday. Now they've been happy for 20 years or something. They've been together, I guess, a long time. Matter of fact, they just recently celebrated their wedding anniversary, and they're happy. And so, which just like I said, horoscopes don't mean diddly squat. So he and his wife are happy, and she's a nice person. Not that his first wife wasn't nice. His first wife was a lovely woman. Is a lovely woman. I still, we're still friends. The kids still call me uncle. But yeah, oh my goodness, yeah, my first wife was and I'm yeah, yeah, okay, not gonna talk about that because I don't want to say anything mean about her, and I don't want to say anything nice about her because I could say something nice about her, but the nice things I would say seem kind of shallow, so I'm not going to do that. And the mean things I would say sounds like I'm exaggerating. Um, but okay, I give this is not the mean nor nice. This is just the thing. This is just the thing that happened. Um, my stepdaughter and I, we'd seen something on television about elephants. It was a special. We was watching a special about elephants, and these elephants were like in a circus or something. They were in captivity. I think it was a circus. And what happens is the little elephants couldn't eat until the big elephants were finished. Um, and so the elephants, once, so the elephants were trained that once they finished eating, they would put their trunks up like this. And then they get a treat away from the straw and stuff that they're eating. So they would do this and they would just hold it. And when they did that, the little elephants, the baby elephants, would then go through and eat because they didn't worry about getting hit with the trunks and stuff. So my stepdaughter and I, we were at the dinner table, and I finished eating first, I think. No, my stepdaughter finished first. And when she finished eating, she took her hand and did this, like she had a trunk and put it on her forehead, just like this. And she just stayed there, just sat there, just like that. And so when I finished eating, I did that, and we just sat quietly. And then my wife looked at us and she says, "What are y'all doing?" Because we're at the dinner table. She says, "What are you doing at the dinner table?" And I said, "We're done eating." And she goes, "So why are you doing that?" I said, "We're waiting for you to finish so that we can all be done together and we can put the plates away." And she got so annoyed. She got so angry at us. And then the phone rang, and she gets up. I was ready to go again. I was the closest one to the phone.
And all I had to do was reach back and grab it. And I turn around to do this, and she gets up from the opposite side of the table and goes, I got it. And she walks across the room and she picks up the phone and she goes, we're having dinner, and slams the phone down and breaks. No, well, she didn't break it, but the piece came off the phone. I fixed it. So it wasn't like broken, it just came apart. She slams the phone down, it comes apart, and I fix it. And I looked at her when she did that, and I said, that'll show them. I said, break our phone. That'll teach them not to call us during dinner time. And she goes, they got some nerve calling us during dinner. I said, they don't know what we're doing in our room. We don't know what we're doing in our house. They don't know what time we eat dinner. They're just calling. You're nasty. I don't think I called her nasty at the time. I just said, and slamming down the phone does not help. That's just one more thing for me to fix. You didn't do anything to them. If it's a robocall, they'll call again tomorrow night. And if it's a salesperson, they'll just give the number to someone else because they didn't get a response. They don't know. So yeah, you taught them a real lesson. Yeah, but that's the kind of person she was. Not nice, not bad. I'm just saying that was just a thing that happened. I told last night I was talking about the last Super Bowl that the Steelers played against the Cowboys, I think. Well, it was the Steelers and the Cowboys playing in the Super Bowl. It was probably like 1998. I think I can look that up. But it's the late 90s. And at that time, I had a radio station called clickhere.com. It was a radio station, it's an internet radio station. I ran it from my home 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And on Friday nights, I would go into different places to interview local bands. Because that's all I did was my radio station. All we did was we played original music by local bands. That's all we played on our radio station. And we had like probably close to 200 bands that we played in our rotation. And we had different genres. We had we had country, country, bluegrass, folk, R&B, rap, rock, gospel, which we only did on Sunday mornings. So we had all these original bands that we used to play. And on Friday nights, I used to go out to listen to bands and interview them. listen to bands and interview them. And I would say to my first wife, I said, I'm going out tonight listen to some bands and do some interviews. Do you want to come along? No, I don't want to come along. I said, okay, I should be home I said, the bars close at 2. I will be out of there by 1, so I should be home by 2. And same thing every Friday night, So one Friday night, I'm out doing what I do, and I come home, no big deal. Saturday, no big deal. Sunday comes along, and the Super Bowl is about to start, and the phone rings, and I pick it up as my nephew, and he's calling me from the Super Bowl, like the 50-yard line or something, and he says, Uncle Glenn, it's a real shame you couldn't make it. I said, what do you mean I couldn't make it? He goes, I had a ticket for you. All you had to do is pay for your flight. I said, wait, you had a ticket for me to go to the Super Bowl? He goes, yeah, didn't your wife tell you? I said, no, she didn't tell me. And when I said that, she walked by and she looked at me and she goes, if you had brought your black ass home, maybe I'd have given you your message. Okay, that was Friday night that he called. She couldn't have given me the message any time during Saturday. It didn't have to be Friday night. It could have been Saturday. We'd seen each other many times on Saturday. She didn't give me the message then either. And she didn't give it to me Sunday morning. Not that I could have found a flight from Baltimore to wherever the Super Bowl was on Sunday morning. But I had a credit card. I could have bought a flight Friday night or Saturday. I could have gotten a flight on Saturday to fly out for the Super Bowl. Well, you're damn right. Free ticket, 50-yard line? Yeah, well, yeah. And so she just walks by and again, she says, if you brought your black ass home, I'd have given you a message. And then she kept on walking. And I said to my nephew, I said, if I kill her right now, there's not a court in the country that will prosecute me. I said, the judge will listen to my story and go, what? You were a Steelers fan. The Steelers were playing the Super Bowl. You had an opportunity to see the Super Bowl with free tickets, and she didn't give you the message. That's correct, Your Honor. And then the judge would say, why is this man in my courtroom? I would have killed her. That's it. That's the kind of person that she was, my first wife. So, and I'm telling you, and in this monotone voice, as much, I wanted the story. I mean, yeah, I could have told the story gets a little bit more lively. And also, I'm trying not to be too loud because my wife was working from home in the next room, and I don't want to be so loud that I'm gonna get picked up by her phone, because that's happened once before. I something can't remember, and I said cunt, and it just so happens that that's what they heard was this cunt more. Because I'm sorry, my husband's on the radio show, and he goes, what kind of radio show lets him say cunt? Well, lets them say that. So, I'm gonna play a couple more minutes of this, and I'm gonna check out at 11 o'clock. I'm not gonna torture you until 11:30. I'll check out at 11. Going a couple more minutes of this from the Reverend's interview from a while ago. As a matter of fact, is that the last time he was interviewed? I think it was. I was supposed to interview him, and I guess we should schedule that. The Reverend, I have to interview the Reverend, because he was never on Done Way Past Funny. And he was supposed to have been on that show. We talked about it, and we never did it. I guess I went to interview him. I started writing the questions. I just didn't finish. We had to arrange something. At any rate, here's some more of that interview with the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll from Sawston City.
Gosh. Okay. At what point are open mics detrimental to your growth as a comic? Or is it detrimental ever to your growth as a comic? Why or why not?
Okay, now I'm not a comedian. I'm a very serious person. I have gone to a lot of, because one of my closest friends is GD Fenderson, and I've gone to a lot of his shows. And I've noticed this about some of the younger comics. And some of them go to the same open mic over and over and over again. They got the same audience. And what happens is they begin to shape their comedy around that group of audiences to make that group laugh. Then they go to a new place and that shit don't work because they've gotten used to making group A laugh, but not group B. So that's one thing. You have to diversify. And the other thing is you have to write for yourself. So when the open mics dictate what you do, then you're in trouble. You need to be yourself, find your voice, and then you dictate to the audience what they're going to see. But you don't force it down their throat like Black History Month. You don't force it down their throat. You do it use Astroglide. You place it gently in the mouth and let it slide down. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's when it's detrimental. When you don't grow, if you're not growing, it's detrimental, But you got to diversify.
You got to diversify. I
Absolutely
love it. How about this question? What was your most memorable show, Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll? Tell us a little bit about it.
I'm gonna tell you, I have done a few shows with GD Fenderson. I'm gonna tell you when those. I did a show. I won't mention the club because they won't have me back, and fuck them. And so I'm not going to mention them. They haven't had me back yet. They won't even have GD back. They won't have either one of us back. So fuck them. I'm not mentioning their names. But I did this one show, and I was doing a healing for the group, for everybody. I was doing a live healing, and they were simulcasting on it and everything. And this one guy asked me for his advice, and I walked over to him to talk to him. But I couldn't hear a damn thing he said because his girlfriend's titties were so loud that I kept saying, "What you say? Wait a minute." And I took off my coat and I covered up her breastises so that I could focus on what he was saying. And when he finished talking, I took my jacket back, and it smelled so nice, like talcum powder and mother's milk. It was a beautiful thing. Yes. So that's my most memorable show. But I won't say the place I did it because they won't have me back and fuck them.
They won't have you back and fuck them, huh?
That's right.
Just fuck them. Just fuck them all the way over. All right.
That's
How
right.
about this one? What is your worst habit?
Oh, my worst habit is actually sitting on a nun in a church I used to go to. That's my worst habit, and she's still wearing it, even though she's outgrown it. She's like she wears a size 12, but that habit's a 4, and that thing has got like stretch marks that you wouldn't fucking believe. That's the worst habit, and I feel bad for that habit because she's still trying to wear it, and she's like, and you go to talk to her, her voice is all. And she can't breathe, and she's like, her diaphragm is all clogged up, she's Jesus, that's the worst habit. And the other one is the other habit is telling the truth. But the worst one is that one that none is wearing. It's 4 sizes too small.
Oh my God. Okay. How long does a good massage last?
Until the happy ending.
How long does that normally take?
That depends on the happy the happy. There's the happer and the happy. The happer is the one that's trying to bring about the ending, and the happy is the one who's receiving the ending. And so if that happy is young and immature, it's going to be like 3 minutes. And if they're experienced, let's say like a 62-year-old reverend, it could be 20 minutes, 30 minutes, because actually he takes his mind and he takes it someplace else. It's like tantric. You're familiar with tantric yoga, where you just control your orgasm and it don't come until you say, I'm ready. The hands are going, Lord, I'm cramping here. I'm cramping up. Will you release already? And you're like, I release when I'm ready. Not when your hand tells me to, when I tell me to. So so when the happy ending comes, that's how long a massage lasts. So the happy ending, yeah.
Wow. All right, let's keep it moving. Name someone you should not talk to on the phone when you're mad, and why?
Oh, fuck. Well, first of all, if you're really mad, you don't want to talk to anyone you're in a relationship with. Okay, don't talk to them angry. And it doesn't matter if you're mad at them or not. And especially if you're not mad. If you're not mad at them, why are you even angry? Why are you yelling at them? If you're not mad at them, say, I'm sorry, I'm angry right now. I need to hang up and count to 10, and I'll call you right back. And then you hang up and you go. Then you go, hey, baby. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I had a pretty bad day. Collection plate was damn near empty when it came around. Yeah, I know G. Dane took it. I know it. I saw him sitting in the front row. Motherfucker took the money out the collection plate. You know what he did? There had to have been like $700 in that collection plate. And he takes it all out and writes a check for $701 and puts it in a collection plate. So I know he only gave $1, but it looks like 701, but he took 700 out of the collection plate. And that's why I'm mad. It's not your fault, baby. I'm sorry. See? So yeah.
Dear Jesus. Dear
So you don't
Jesus.
want to talk to your significant others when you're mad. It doesn't matter if you're mad with them or not.
You don't. And I am so glad that you said that, because you should not talk to your significant others when you are angry. It is just not a good look. It's like you are.
There we go. That's it. I'm not doing any more of that for today. And you're right. That voice is annoying. I'd forgotten how annoying that voice was. And it's even more annoying when she does her stand-up. I shouldn't say does her stand-up, because I have not seen them in years. Apparently, I think he said 62-year-old Reverend. So I guess, I don't know, they must not have done that many episodes with them, because I think it'd been maybe a year. Wow. Okay. So that was about 4 years ago. Because the Reverend's going up on 3 years of the Church of Last Resort, which reminds me, this Sunday, again, we're talking, the Reverend is looking at Jethro Tull's Teacher from 1970 album Benefit. and he'll be doing some obituaries. Let me see who's died. The drummer from ZZ Top, he passed away. Beard. Beard. I can't remember his first name. I'm trying to find my notes. Well, Beard died, and he's the only member of the band who didn't have a beard. Director Mark Rydell passed away. A former Colorado's Rocky ball player, Butch Husky, that passed away. Tommy John passed away. He's the one who they actually named the Tommy John Surgery. Tommy John Surgery. They named Tommy John Surgery. They named it after him. He's passed away. Jessica Bang, professional golfer, passed away. David Marsh. He was a writer. He covered rock musicians. He passed away. So there's and Hayden Panettiere. She passed away. So quite a few people. I don't even know if he's going to cover all these deaths. It's going to depend on how much time he takes up. There was John Nealon passed away, O.J. Brigance, Bill Rossman. Wow. Now, Bill Rossman was one of the founders of ESPN. So, and that's a lot of deaths. So we not cover all of them. But he's got quite a bit to talk about. So that and the Looking for God in All the Wrong Places is, again, Teacher by Jethro Tull from the album, 1970 album Benefit. So I thank you guys for listening, for watching. Yes, Frank Beard. Frank Beard passed away. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate you all, and we'll be back tomorrow. If Matt can find his way home with his one good eye, he'll be back on the show tomorrow. And thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to say finish the video. It looks a little different. It looks a little different thanks to the artwork of Heavy Kev. There's a bunch of blank spaces in there, and I've just filled them with the artwork of Heavy Kev. So thank you for listening and watching, and this must be a mistake from the 1996 CD, Volatile Cocktail. Yeah, this one here. Yeah. Urban Poet Society. So thank you very much and enjoy.
Time to find lost sentiment. This must be a mistake. You don't want wants me around, you're thinking so much better. Once you get to know this man, you'll want us back together. I gave all my heart to you, how much more can I take? If you want then someone new, this must be a mistake. Think about this and me. This must be a mistake. Losing you would be obscene. This must be a mistake. Well, it's hard to make this quantum leap. This must be a mistake. Yeah, but what we sow is what we reap. This must be a mistake. You don't want me around, you're thinking so much better. Once you get to know this man, you'll want us back together. I gave all my heart to you, how much more can I take? If you want then someone new, this must be a mistake. This doesn't seem so very smart. Must we go our ways? Because we're making both our lives a waste of yesterdays. Misguided by our own self-work and take our work away. So tell me, this must be a mistake. 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 I said now this must be a mistake. I said now this must be a mistake. This must be a mistake. This must be a mistake. I said now this must be a mistake. I said this must be a mistake. Be a mistake. You're right.
Oh, you're still here. Like I said, I have to be here because I got to hit the end stream button. It doesn't happen automatically. Well, I guess it could. I could set the video. I could set an outro video, and then I guess it would end right at the end of the video. I don't know. I haven't tried it. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it right now. I'm gonna play this song. No, I'm gonna look for something real short. I'm gonna look for something real short. Just an educational thing. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to put the news in 2 minutes. I'm gonna replay the news. Yeah, and I'm gonna see if it goes off by itself. Yeah. So if it works, you won't see me again. If it doesn't work, I'll be back to hitting the show. Take care.
This is the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll with headlines and punchlines for Thursday, August 20th, 2026, the 578th day of the Sex Offender Administration. Total U.S. debt has topped $40 trillion for the first time, drawing fresh warnings that a fiscal crisis is brewing as ballooning costs for social safety net programs and interest payments far outstrip revenues held back by tax cuts. If only those poor billionaires and corporate giants didn't need so much financial assistance from the government. A woman is accusing a California Democratic Congressman, 51-year-old Representative Jimmy Gomez, of sexual assault and harassment, according to her attorneys. Gomez has denied all accusations, but if he wants his party's support, he's going to have to become a Republican, where sexual assault is a prerequisite. 2 Tennessee college team cyclists were killed, Halen Engdahl and Braden Rogers, and 7 others were injured, and a driver, John Benfield, age 69, was criminally charged after he struck team members who were training on a road on Wednesday. Engdahl and Rogers were second-year students. Talk about your sophomore jinx. Dr. Heidi Overton, a top White House aide, has been picked to lead the Food and Drug Administration. Overton is a medical doctor and has worked on several of Trump's second-term health initiatives. What the health? Trump didn't have health initiatives. Trump had wealth initiatives. A helicopter carrying 6 tourists and a pilot crashed Wednesday in Kenya's Samburu County, north of the capital, Nairobi, killing all those on board after the aircraft departed from the Luisaba Wildlife Reserve for a safari. Well, not safari, not so good. This has been the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll with headlines and punchlines for Thursday, August 20th, 2026, the 578th day of the Sex Offender Administration. Join me live at the Church for Last Resort Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on Mind Dog TV. Viva the Revolution!